In this video, we'll show how we can create an AI automation that generates social media drafts from an RSS feed. You'll need a free Google account, like the one I've created here, to demonstrate this. Go to make.com and create a free account. We'll also use the API key from OpenAI. You can use other AIs as well, but that's what we'll show in this example. So, go to Scenarios and click on Create a new scenario. First of all, we need to set up the trigger. The trigger should be set to watch RSS feed items so that it triggers the scenario, so the scenario runs every time new items are found in the RSS feed. Here, you'll enter the URL of the feed you're interested in, and you'll also select how many items it should return each time it runs. So, depending on how often you set it to run and how many items it fetches, that will determine how many credits you'll be charged. Now, for this example, we'll set it to 1. And we'll set, it asks where to start fetching from, we'll select all, so we can test it. Each time, it fetches new ones and won't pull everything. We'll also enter a name. Social media content creation, or anything else you want. Often, let's remember to save, because sometimes, if we don't, minor issues might pop up. So, with every change we make, save. Now, what do we want? So, what will this do? Every 15 minutes, or however often we set it, let's say every 5 hours, this will run. It will check if there's a new item in the RSS feed. If there is, we want it to pass it through the AI. So we'll click here on OpenAI so it gives us the option, so we don't have to search for it. And we'll select Create a Completion Prompt. There are other options too, you can check them out. But for this example, we're using this one. Here you'll need to make a connection if you haven't already. It will show up here. You can write anything you want, and you'll add the API key from OpenAI here. We'll select the seal. The method is the one it gives us by default, not the legacy ones. In general, try to avoid legacy options. And the model I've chosen is 4.0. There are also advanced settings. You don't need them for this particular example. You can experiment on your own with different scenarios. Here, add the message. Let's go here to add message as user, and we'll paste it here. We'll write the prompt. Basically what we want the AI to do, the prompt we want it to run. In this case, I'll just copy and paste what I already have prepared. This is the prompt, and here you'll see there are some dynamic values, which it takes from the first module. So if we click here, you'll see that we have the option to choose by clicking here. So what do we want? We want it to take the title and the content. And then we go and find the corresponding fields here so that it can read the title of each article and the description of that specific article. And then we click Save. So right now what this does is it takes the article and runs it through the AI in order to create a draft. We want to send this draft somewhere. In this case, what I've chosen is a spreadsheet, so we'll need a spread, a Google Sheet for this particular example. Create a Google Sheet with some columns. Basically, the columns I've created are there so I can understand and see each. The AI will bring me this result, which is the tweet draft. in this particular example, but I also want to be able to visit and see the article itself. I want to see the title. I want to have the summary so I can check it. It's not necessary to have all these columns. It's just that's what works for me. So we're going to create a Google Sheet. Give it a name you'll remember so that we can go here and add a module for Google Sheet. If you don't find it here, just search for it below. Google Sheets. And what we want is add a row, meaning to add a row at the bottom each time. Here, you'll need to connect with the Google account you have, the free account. And here, we need to map the file. The file can be, the easiest way is here, where it says by path. It can be on our own drive or it can be shared. And here, we'll go and find our own file. To do this, we need to tell it which file to update, and which field to update. Yes, it has headers. Our columns have headers. And now here, in the publish date, we need to these are the columns of the Google Sheet, A, B, C, D. So we need to map it to specify what we want to put in these columns. So, for example, in the publish date, we'll set it to use the date. Ideally, this create date, the title, content, so we can see the summary, meaning the URL. And in the tweak draft, here we don't want to put the article information from the RSS. We want to put the output of the AI, which is a bit hidden here for you to find. You need to click on Choices, Message, Content. This one right here, you'll find it here. This is something that basically, when we're creating a workflow, we need to see what corresponds to what, and if it does. If we've run it a few times, you can see the preview here, depending on the module, but I won't get into details now, and we click save.so. What do we have? We have the first module, which will, every 5 hours, it will activate on its own. It will run, which is the trigger to check if a new item has been created. If a new item is created, it passes it to the AI, which, based on our prompt, processes it and provides the draft. In the third module, of course, if it finds nothing new, it won't run the next two. But if it finds something, it will update the columns and add a row to the Google Sheet. To test, we can click Run once. So it executed here. It ran once. It took the one item because I only put one in, otherwise it would have had more. This serves as the primary input here, and as a comprehensive output, it subsequently provides us with, this is the ultimate and final result. Or this particular output will then seamlessly become the essential input for the Google Sheet application. It will meticulously take this data and precisely update the relevant columns within the spreadsheet. So we see here, it just added this. This is the title and so on, and this is the draft that was written. So that's all. Now we haven't activated it, but if we want, we can activate it. Here, we said how many minutes we want it to run. This is an advantage compared to Zapier, since it lets you have a longer interval, whereas Zapier, at least for this module, has a limitation. It runs more frequently, so it burns through more credits. You can do advanced scheduling, set it by day, by month, etc. Alright, in this particular example it's not necessary, so we just click Save. We've activated it, so now, automatically, from this specific RSS feed, it will run every 5 hours, as we set it to fetch one item, but we could set it to 3, 5, whatever we want. We can also set it to every 24 hours, so it only runs once a day. And we'll know that in this Google Sheet, we'll always have new drafts, so we won't have to do anything else. Unfortunately, in Make, a module can't take multiple RSS feeds, but Zapier can. You can add the equivalent scenario in Make to the same Zap in Zapier. I can put 5 RSS feeds there and do it in one. Here, you'll need to create different scenarios depending on the RSS feeds you want. Thank you very much.